Hello everyone, my name is Anta Rohit. I'm currently doing my Bachelor's of Engineering in BMS Institute of Technology under the Department Electrical and Electronics Engineering in 8th semester. Now, today I'm going to give my technical seminar based on the topic development and implementation of PV performance monitoring system based on inverter measurements. This has been done under the able guidance of Professor Dr. Prashant A. Atawale, Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. These are the contents that we are going to discuss in this seminar. Abstract. The main theme of this paper and this technical seminar is performance monitoring and fault detection systems are becoming more common in large photovoltaic plants as they can contribute to the distribution and operation maintenance and can reduce the overall cost of the plant. But in case of residential and smaller PV applications, the cost effectiveness and the hardware implementation is still high. This paper presents the practical development and implementation of low power PV performance monitoring systems for the residential and commercial PV applications. The proposed monitoring systems supervise the PV array maximum power and inverter energy production using the performance models of the system. It is able to detect PV array inverter levels and that can detect faults if any occurs in the system. Now coming to introduction, in recent days, photovoltaic energy industry has more significantly grown, reaching to 227 gigawatts installed capacity worldwide by the time of 2015. The two main reasons for this is decreased module prices and the other one is favorable incentive policies. But however, in the European countries, due to the changes in the policies that has led to focus on PV performance systems in order to reduce the cost of PV systems and their operation and maintenance. However, for residential and commercial PV applications, which is in small scale, the development of PV performance monitoring systems for providing a basic level of on failure and operation maintenance has not been widespread. Now, due to the relative and high cost of the systems and the sensors which are used in the implementation. One way to decrease the cost of the monitoring hardware is to make use of the inverter's own monitoring and communication capabilities, which are only available in the recent PV inverters. These are the features available in this modern inverters, but these features lack in the old inverters which are being installed in the other areas in industries as well as the residential applications. Second is to develop performance monitoring methods that are accurate and easy to implement and deploy on any PV hardware platform. This is another way which you develop a separate performance monitoring methods that are accurate and easy to implement and deploy them in PV monitoring systems which are already there in the installed areas. In this paper, the procedures and some of the practical issues encountered in the developing a PV performance monitoring system in residential as well as the commercial size PV applications are discussed. As we discuss about the general PV performance monitoring approach and discuss the methods for validating the inverter measurements for obtaining accurate performance methods of the PV and the inverter. Moving on, for the first, we have development of the performance monitoring system. Here we are developing an performance monitoring system. The operation concept of performance monitoring system uses a model-based approach to detect the performance degradation of the PV array. The method uses local plane of array incidence, irradiance, and module temperature using the sensors, and it measures that along with performance module of PV arrays of the inverter. Measure and comparison of string power and inverter energy production with the model predicted values allows for detection of PV measurement degradation or fault causing power losses. While we measure all these parameters, we get to know the fault causing parameters and the degrading capacity of the inverter. As we continue, this simple PV monitoring approach has several advantages. First, due to its simplicity and low computational requirements, which is easy to build as a module, and other one is its remote monitoring system. Second, although a local irradiance sensor can pose a relative high investment cost, but which can be compensated over a long period of time of its usage, especially during usage in residential applications. Now moving on, despite its simplicity, the implementation of PV monitoring systems poses several practical challenges, which one is the accurate measurements of the parameters such as irradiance, etc. Another practical challenge in the accuracy of PV are a maximum power point, which is MPP, maximum power point tracking MPPT also is deteriorating due to poor tracking of inverter maximum power point tracker MPPT during the variable irradiation conditions. And one more is shading of PV panels due to the residential buildings which are beside of the PV installation on residential and commercial areas. Other one is inverter power limitation. Moving on, in order to check whether the readings from the model are accurate, we need to validate those parameters. I- to start with, validation of irradiance sensor measurements. As mentioned earlier, the irradiance measurements can be the principal source of error and uncertainty when evaluating the model of the performance of PV systems. As told earlier, these irradiance measurements can be the major source of error, so which need to be checked properly. In large PV plants, the local solar irradiance sensors such as reference cells or the pyranometers are installed and maintained by qualified persons. Whereas when it comes to the residential and commercial PV systems, we don't have a particular person or a qualified personnel to maintain those systems. So we need to check them with certain measurements. Moving on, in this graph, we have readings of irradiance from two sensors corresponding to two PV systems installed on rooftop. Whereas we can observe that two sensors measure different irradiance values due to their misalignment. The major cause of the major cause of inaccurate readings of an irradiance sensor can be due to the misalignment of the sensors that are on the PV array system. Due to their misalignment and which cannot be those values cannot be taken for evaluating the PV array performance. However, this is not obvious from irradiance sensors alone, and constantly the irradiance sensor measurements should be validated for accuracy before using them for checking the PV array performance. In practice, we can validate the correct alignment of irradiance sensors by taking advantage of the linearity of the MPP current with the incident solar irradiance at higher irradiance values for crystalline silicon solar cell technologies. As we see in the graph, we have plots of two sensors, which is sensor A and sensor B, of two different PV systems installed on the same roof of a commercial building. Whereas when it comes to the sensor A, we have seen the abrupt rise in the irradiance with respect to the time variation. Whereas the sensor B, which is entirely different from the sensor A, due to the misalignment of this of one PV system, that is sensor A, we can see the abrupt rise in the irradiance, which cannot be taken into consideration while validating or checking the PV array performance. Moving on, thus the correct alignment of irradiance sensors can be checked by analyzing a linearity of the inverter measured string current, which is IDC, which is an MPPT estimation of string current with the irradiance measurements. In this graph, we have plotted the graph between IDC string current and the irradiance. As we see for the string A, which is plotted in the red color, we can see which is non-linear. This is due to the misalignment of the PV system on the rooftop. Whereas when it comes to sensor B, which is properly aligned, we can see the linear graph. By this way, we can analyze the readings of irradiance sensor as we move on. And the one more thing for checking is pre-processing of PV array or DC side measurements. As told before, you have three major challenges in the accuracy of PV array maximum power point MPP, which are poor MPPT accuracy, partial shading, inverter power limitation. Moving on, for the initially now we'll discuss about the partial MPPT accuracy. Partial MPPT accuracies is one such issue that can rise when inverter measurements is low accuracy in measuring the PV array maximum power due to poor MPP tracking, which is MPPT of the inverter in fast changing irradiance conditions. As we see in the graph 3A here mentioned, it changes abruptly. The irradiance versus the time graph plot for a cloudy sky day, causing fast irradiance changes and poor MPP tracking. Such readings we cannot take for validating the PV array performance in such data as it is for the performance model parameterization, which will lower the module accuracy. And here in the other figure, we have seen the graph between the module temperature checking and the plot versus irradiance and the ratio of IDC and IMP, which is the IDC current and the maximum power point tracking current. As we move on, a method for censoring inaccurate MPP measurements is to impose 5% tolerance band for the string current IDC as told earlier. By using a simple linear model of IMP string current based on irradiance as in given expression, which is shown here, G minus IDC by NP IMP naught into 1 plus K IMP of T naught minus Tm into G naught, which should be less than or equal to 5%. As told, 5% tolerance band should be imposed. Here, we need to, by using a simple linear model of IMP string based on the irradiance as given in the expression, where IMP is the datasheet IMP current of the PV panel under standard test conditions, STC, which is STC. NP is the number of parallel strings in an array. KIMP is the temperature coefficient of the current IMP, that is percentage per centigrade. And G naught and T naught are the irradiance and the module temperature respectively. G naught is the irradiance and T naught is the module temperatures at standard test conditions. As example of this censoring method is shown in the above figure, in this figure 3B, where the measurement points outside the 5% are eliminated for module dataset. As we move on for the next challenge, that is partial shading. Another possible source of error affecting the PV performance data measured by the inverter is the presence of partial shading. This is more frequent in residential PV and commercial installations. Shading can be due to the other residential buildings which are next to the installation of PV system. So these readings cannot be taken into account. Shading can cause the PV system to operate on multiple MPP that will not match the original performance characteristics of that particular PV system and cannot be predicted accurately with traditional performance models. Partial shading usually occurs due to buildings or objects adjacent to the PV array. Periodically, shading some of the PV panels in the morning or afternoon hours. For the majority of PV panels which are equipped in bypass diodes, partial shading will primarily impact the PV array operating voltage VDC. As told, we cannot consider such readings as it is when they are partially shaded with shadow due to the other residential buildings which are installed next to the PV installation. We need to determine if the PV array is affected by periodic shading and execute and exclude the measurements corresponding to the shading periods for the model training data set. As we move on, the next challenge is inverter power limitation. As we see in the graph, where the blue plot depicts inverter input power and the red one depicts the soft power limit. In this, for some PV installations, it can make economic sense to oversize the PV arrays in terms of standard test conditions power relative to the inverter nominal power rating, either due to the cost of the inverter or due to the lower average solar irradiance throughout the year. In some areas, we have low solar irradiance throughout the year, where the weather conditions does not completely suitable for the solar charging. In such cases, we increase the size of PV array in order to capture more amount of solar irradiance. In such systems, the PV inverter may limit the DC input power during high irradiance conditions, as shown in this graph, where the PV array is oversized with 1.365 ratio. This introduces a non-linearity in PDC irradiance characteristics of PV array, and thus its performance base becomes more difficult to predict. Moving on, next is the development of performance models. Here comes two models: PV array performance model, PV inverter performance model. As we continue, P to start with is PV array performance model. The model used to monitor the PV array performance is based on PV watts model, which is designed for crystalline silicon technology and can reach to a prediction accuracy of 2% under optimal modeling conditions. In practice, mismatch between PV panels and deviations from the datasheet parameters may cause differences between the model and actual PV performance. To overcome this, we propose to identify the performance model parameters from an initial dataset of measurements acquired by PV inverter when the PV was operating without any faults. We take the readings from the inverter when the PV array was operating without any faults. To achieve this, we rewrite the PV watts model equation as linear predictive function shown here, where delta t is equal to Tm minus T naught, A naught to A2, and B naught to B3 are the model coefficients to determine through the least square regression method. As we move on, PV inverter performance model. Here we have a graph depicting the plot between power conversion ratio and inverter loading. For development of performance model of PV inverter, we need to measure the DC input and the AC output power of the inverter. The DC input is what we get from the solar panels, which is received by the sun. These then can be used to calculate the conversion efficiency of the inverter at different power levels. More complex inverter performance models also take into account the VDC voltage dependency. However, in practice, the AC and DC power measured by the PV inverter are not sufficiently accurate for calculating the real inverter efficiency. One inverter manufacturer reports that the inverter DC measurement channels have a tolerance of up to 4% and up to 3% for AC. That is DC, it is 4%, and for AC, it is 3%. As in the graph, where the PAC and PDC ratio calculated from the measurements occurred by PV inverter exceeds 100%. In these conditions, the accuracy and the usefulness of the inverter measurement in monitoring efficiency is very limited. As we move on, such measurements can still be used to develop simple energy performance models that to some extent estimate inverter efficiency degradation due to faults relative to the initial performance of the inverter. For example, we recommend the use of energy production instead of instantaneous power for modeling the inverter performance. As given in the equation, E1H of T is equal to 1 by 3600, we integrate power from T minus 1 H to T. Consequently, we use PDC and PAC measurements and above to calculate the AC energy such as EAC1H and DC energy production as EDC1H. Next, considering that the efficiency characteristics versus power approximately linear between 10% to 100% inverter loading, we can formulate a first order energy performance model of the inverter for these operation regions given as EA C1H of EDC1H is equal to C0 plus C1 EDC1H, where the AC energy production EAC1H is estimated from the DC energy EDC1H generated by PV array in the last half. The model parameters C0 and C1 are determined similarly to the PV array model through linear regression. Now results. Topics to discuss. Model returning due to aging, detection of PV array fault. Since we design a PV array monitoring system, we need to check if any faults occur, and similar detection of inverter fault. As we design the PV inverter monitoring system, we need to check the inverter faults. Next, implementation in a monitoring system. As we move on, starting with model returning due to aging. As part of the initial parameterization of the models, periodic retraining may be necessary due to aging and derating of the PV panels and inverter. As the PV panels move to age, the efficiency and the capacity of the panels degrade due to aging. Typically, the standard conditions power of PV panels degrades with 0.5 to 1% per year, depending upon the solar cell technology used and the location and year of installation. These degradation of PV panels depend upon the solar technology that is being used and the location where it is used or installed. Less information is available on PV inverter aging as a system, however, as individual components age, causing increased losses, heating and temperature derating of the PV inverter. We analyze the effect of aging of silicon-based PV system on the prediction accuracy of PV array model using inverter data acquired over a period of 4 years. That is from 2012 to 2015, including 2015. Here in this graph, as we see the data from the year 2012 to 2015, this figure shows the relative ppm PMP estimation error at different starting power levels during the 4 years, that is from 2012 to 2015, including 15. As can be observed, the prediction accuracy of model degrades each year, reaching 2% error at high irradiance power levels, which is constant with 0.5% per year standard conditions power degradation. However, the prediction error reaches almost 8% error for low irradiance. As we observe from this, the, the model degrades each year, reaching to 2% at high irradiance power per bar, whereas 8% in low irradiance per power levels due to the non-uniform regression of the panels. Consequently, annual retraining of the performance models using data acquired during summertime is recorded. As we move on, detection of PV array fault from the PV array model which we have designed. The practical application of PV array model to detect power loss and degradation of PV panels. Tested in silicon-based PV system affected by periodic shading. As we have the three challenges, one is due to the periodic shading, another one is due to the poor tracking of MPP. 1 minute averages of PDC, G and TM were acquired from one of the strings of PV system, which was affected by shading in the afternoon due to adjacent buildings. The measurements were acquired over a period of 5 months in the summer using the remote monitoring capabilities of the inverter. As we see in this graph, which is PDC to the ratio of PMP naught to the time graph, relative power estimation error percentage. The prediction accuracy of the resulting model was under 5% relative error under nominal operation conditions with no shading. This can be observed in figure with the red color in the graph, showing the measured and model predicted array for a clear sky day. In afternoon, the PV array is shaded, causing low power loss, which can be detected by large power estimation error. As we move on, detection of an inverter fault. Similar to the previous case, the inverter energy performance model here in this, as mentioned, the equation for EA1 EAC1H of EDC1H is equal to C0 plus C1 of EDC1H can be used to detect the inverter faults that affect the conversion efficiency of the inverter, but don't cause a total shutdown, which would be trivial to detect. Next, we present such a case for 10 kilowatt per PV inverter, which after 1 year of operation sustained an internal fault causing over 80% drop in efficiency. Such a huge drop. The PV system was remotely monitored using the same data acquisition platform described in the equation 1. 1 minute averages PDC and PAC measurements acquired in the first month of operation were used to derive the energy performance model in the equation 2. This figure shows the measured and the model predicted inverter energy prediction before the inverter fault. Hence, of 1 hour, the moving into of 1 hour for which the energy is calculated removes the fast variation in power due to cloud movement. Moreover, we can observe a good agreement below 1% relative error between the measured and predicted energy. As we see in the graph, the thick line, which is inverter measured AC energy, whereas the dotted thing, which is almost similar, is the model predicted AC energy, thus having 1% relative error. After approximately 1 year of operation, the PV inverter sustained an internal fault that caused its energy to drop over 80%. As we move on, here we have the plot between normalized energy E and the time. In this case, the energy performance model EDC1H of EAC1H can be used to detect the performance degradation of the inverter relative to its initial state. As can be observed in the figure, the measured AC energy of the inverter decreases considerably relative to the model predicted value, including the most of DC input energy is dissipated internally. Here in this graph, as we see, the thick line is the reading of inverter measured AC energy, whereas the shaded line is the model predicted AC energy, which has the major difference. As we move on, now implementation of monitoring system. As you see in the figure, we connect the PV string inverter system 1 strings are connected to the grid, and similarly the n number of such systems are connected to the grid. One, we have inverter controller and for each PV string inverter system, and each inverter controller has local web server interface which is connected to server, which in turn the server redirects the data taken from the inverter controller to the database using MySQL server database. This has been coded using C# and .NET. As we move on, we extend this monitoring platform by implementing the array performance model for the system discussion and detection of a PV array fault. This figure 1 shows the same day of operation as presented in the second figure. Here we can observe the measured and the model predicted performance of PV array along with the power loss due to shading in the afternoon. As we see in the figure 2, due to the afternoon shading, there has been a gradual change in the readings. In this figure 2, as we see, the blue line states inverter measured PDC, whereas the purple color shows the model predicted values. On the red one, the power estimation error. As we see, the error in the due to the shading has been increased. We can observe the measured and the model predicted performance of PV array along with the proper power loss due to shading in the afternoon. which is if the power loss is larger than 5% for an extended duration. Finally, the objective of this work is to implement the sensor validation, pre-processing, and modeling of identification procedures for automatically and periodically turning the performance models of each PV string and the inverter. We aim to develop in this paper, they aim to develop a PV performance modeling platform that can be scaled and applied to the large number of PV systems with minimal effort. Conclusion. Modern PV inverters have data logging and communication capabilities that allow for PV monitoring of the PV system. V system. In this work, we discuss how to deal with some of the practical issues that arise when developing performance models and monitoring functionality based on a low-cost inverter measurements. As we see, we have challenges. One is due to the shading on the PV array, which are installed in commercial or residential areas, and one due to the improper readings of the MPP, and other due to the incapacity of the inverter to take the readings. Although the accuracy of the models is limited by the accuracy of the inverter measurements, they can still be used for detecting more significant power loss and faults in the PV system with relative small effect and implementation cost. These are the references. Thank you for giving this one wonderful opportunity and hope everybody is doing fine in this situation and staying safe. Thank you.